Alright, YouTube, is story time, and today I will be reading from an article or an old text called Say Hello to Yaldabaoth, the Lord of the Archons. Okay? And it's taken from a story by John Lash called Not in His Image from an Exohuman website. Okay, so the great unmentionable evil at the center of our culture is monotheism. From a barbaric Bronze Age text known as the Old Testament, three anti-human religions have evolved: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These are sky god religions. They are literally patriarchal. God is the omnipotent Father. Hence, the loathing of women for 2,000 years in those countries afflicted by the sky god and his earthly male delegates. The sky god is a jealous god, of course. He requires total obedience from everyone on earth, and he is not just in place for one tribe, but for all creation. Those who reject him must be converted or killed for their own good. Ultimately, totalitarianism is the only sort of politics that can truly serve the sky god's purpose. Any movement or of a liberal nature endangers his authority and those of his delegates on earth. One God, one king, one pope, one master in the factory, one father leader in the family at home. And that was a quote from Gore Vidal. So long before the birth of Christianity, monotheism was an anomaly. Europe and the Near East flourished under the divine guidance of Sophia, the ancient goddess of wisdom. The earth was venerated as the embodiment of Sophia and thus sacred to the people who sought divine fulfillment in her presence. This ancient, harmonious, nature-based philosophy was threatening to the emerging salvationist sacrificial creed of Christianity, which was based on patriarchal dominion over the earth, and it demanded personal suffering as a path to the afterlife. The old ways could not be tolerated by this alien intruder, and so during the early centuries of the first millennium, the Christian hordes obliterated every trace of the ancient spiritual traditions, casting Europe into the Dark Ages. So, Hypatia was a Neoplatonist philosopher, astronomer, and mathematician whose murder by a Christian mob in 415 AD marked the end of the classical era and the beginning of moral and spiritual decline under the tyranny of Christianity. In the Gnostic Gospels of the Nag Hammadi, written in the 1st century, the writers warn us about the God of the Bible, known as the Demiurge or Yaldabaoth. He is described as an insane, demented, imposter deity who works against humanity. He is a self-deified, inorganic phantom deluded about his own identity. The word demiurge literally means half-working or half-powered, so called because he can originate nothing, but must imitate what already exists. The leader of the extraterrestrial Archon race, he is also Sackless, which means fool, Samuel, which means blind, and Yaldabaoth to the Gnostics. This is the biblical father God of the Old Testament, Yahweh or Jehovah, the God still worshipped by millions of Jews, Christians, and Muslims today. Yaldabaoth is a demented pretender God who claims to be the creator of the material world and demands slavish obedience from his human subjects while he works to undermine the evolution and destiny of humanity. According to the Gnostic writings, Yaldabaoth himself chose a certain man named Abraham and made a covenant with him, and so began the devastating salvationist, misogynistic religions of monotheism that have so devastated our world. Archons are predatory cyborgs, lacking creativity, but can imitate with a vengeance. Their expertise is simulation or virtual reality, and the demiurge fashioned a heaven world copied from the Sovionic original, but is completely fake. This archonic heaven is the afterworld for countless humans who are duped by the simulation presented by the messianic salvationist religion called Christianity. They, the archons, sought to overpower humanity in its physiological and perceptual functions, for indeed their delight is bitter and their beauty is depraved, and their triumph is in deception, leading astray, for their own structure is without divinity. And that's coming from the Apocryphon of John, from the Nag Hammadi Codices. This fake salvation by superhuman powers, rather than through the divine potential innate in humanity and aligned with the planetary goddess Sophia, is the hallmark of extraterrestrial religion. It is the root cause of most of the problems that currently beset humanity. And if you don't believe me, look around you. What is this world? This is as worse as it gets. And the only thing it ever does is gets worse. It doesn't get any better. That's because the God of the people is the motherfucking Yaldabaoth, or Yahweh, or Jehovah. They're all the same. They are all the same, and they are leading this nation to the worst disaster that we can even think of happening to us. It's only going to get worse. Unthinkable, unspeakable things are going to happen as a result of us giving our energy to these imposter fake gods. So you can take your ass out there and vote and hope a decent person is going to get in office one day and bring back all the good things about humanity and make this world a better place. But wait on it, okay? The only thing is going to put us in a better place is to stop giving energy to these fake, imposter, patriarchal gods. Okay? Drop Christianity, drop Judaism, and drop being fucking Muslims. That's why we're all screwed. We could kill these fake gods right now if we drop this bullshit religion. Drop it. Return back to our spiritual selves. Let's turn back to where we worship Sophia as the mother father, where we worship the womb man as our guidance. Let's stop it. Each one got to teach one. Go. Yahsinni is out.